Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome into the SFA Season 13. We've got Week 13 Bear Cave games and we are officially 2 weeks left in the regular season, and today is the debut of the playoff committee's first rankings of the season. Let me know if you can hear me so we can go ahead and get started. We've got a banger for you today. Just let me know if you can hear me. As always, this is the SFA. If you don't know what it is, it's an online dynasty ran primarily through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can come in, you can claim a team, you can set playbooks, you can set the depth chart, you can hire coordinators, you can recruit, and then you can participate in a bunch of server games as well to help you out with recruiting rewards, build up your team, compete against your friends. It's a really fun time. If you want to join, we have commands in the chat. For the Discord, for the Patreon, and for Home Field. And we are affiliated, so if you don't want to mess with us, commercials or whatever, if you're watching live, drop a Twitch Prime sub. It's free, and you help fund the National Championship trophy that we actually send to you, engraved and everything, if you do end up winning it all. Crazy weeks so far. We had Ohio State going down, as well as Penn State losing control of that division by losing, so Michigan is back in the driver's seat. Craziness out of the Big Ten today, so we'll see what happens in the rest of the country. We've got quite a slate set up for you guys, a lot on the line, and as a reminder, right after this game is we have game day between Texas A&M and Arizona, and then immediately following game day is when the playoff committee will come together, create their top 25. That will be released, and then I will work on recruiting. So it's always at the end of the year, a lot going on game days. We had a one-day delay for the holiday. Hopefully you had some nice time with your family or whatnot, eating good food, and we are back. Gotta take a sip here as we just came from a watch party. Oh, baby, here we go. All right, let's get the graphic off the screen. And we're going to start out in the MAC. So if you don't know what BearCave is, it is where the top 10 games of the week, pretty much, we sim live. If they're close at the end, we'll jump in to catch the ending, see if there's any big plays. And then for game day, we'll watch it in its full entirety. So if you are here, Mr. McNasty, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as we have Central Michigan taking on Toledo. This is for the division. And likely the winner is going to face Louisville. I believe that they've clinched their spot in the MAC championship. I don't want to guarantee that, as I haven't looked at the standings here in about a week. But Central Michigan, man, they're 1-2 in their last 2 games. So they're lost 2 out of conference games. We'll see if they can find a way to beat the Toledo Rockets. This is a shell of their former selves for sure. But we shall see. I don't know, UNLV, you might have to beat Hawaii. I don't know the tiebreakers, so you got to watch out there. And as always, we want to shout out our friends over at Home Field, the best college football gear out there. Currently, they're running a Black Friday sale, so if you use our link in the Discord or the command, you can still support the channel while getting an additional 5% off. Great Christmas presents. If you order now, they'll be here about a week before Christmas. Don't forget your dailies, as Florida Man says. And we are here at the Glass Bowl. Division on the line. This is a division that has been run by Toledo for the better half of the NCAA era. I do not see Florida, or I don't see McNasty, so it's going to be heads and kick per usual. And we are here as the train leader the conductor is here. Dogwater, welcome in. Still has that train logo. As we start out the game, Toledo getting a quick touchdown. Remember, this is a Central Michigan defense that relies heavily on that defense. Well, they're down 14-0 here on the road. They've got to be able to battle back with the offense. Can they get one back? They get a field goal. and that is the worst case scenario for Central Michigan to start out this game on the road. They're down 2 scores. Can they battle back here? Central Michigan, they get a field goal. It's 1-score game as we get a field goal good for Toledo entering the 4th quarter. And for those of you betting, this was a 46.5 over-under. We're well below that right now. And a 5.5-point spread for the road Chippewas. Welcome in, B-Sway. As we've got a drive here ending in nothing. Remember, when it's semi-close, a field goal is no good. So Central Michigan hanging in there. Can they get a nice drive? They've got to figure something out here. It doesn't look like it. They punt it. So next possession, a score for Toledo, which is likely going to end the run for Central Michigan as they look to be eliminated. And they are not even going to make their conference championship. The Chippewas having a horrible end to the season. Jack Snowball, the SFA player, Cotini, and Jack Snowball, the SFA player, carrying them to victory here today. Wykel Summers, the freshman, unable to get it done when it mattered the most. And they just couldn't punch any of these drives home. No touchdowns on the day for this offense as Toledo wins this game. So Central Michigan, this is going to go down as kind of a disappointing year 1 for Coach McNasty at his new school. As let's check out Toledo here. We got Trey Clark, the junior, and Jack Snowball, the SFA player, averaging 9 a carry and 2 touchdowns as they will play in the MAC championship game. Unbelievable. No, sir, that is coming up right here next. This was just game 1. Mushbrain, you're joining at the perfect time. So it looks like that Toledo and Louisville is the most likely scenario, I believe. As I can't confirm, Nathan, if you won your division yet. I do believe you did. But I haven't looked at the standings in a better part of a week, so I do not know. I won't know till later on. And no speculation from any me or the committee members, as typically with the playoff rankings, there are vast differences between the last coaches poll. So we will see what happens. But that is an interesting result for game 1, surely. A Toledo winning that game outright. As we got a fun one here. This game, I mean, it has definitely some bragging rights. They named this what's his name? Nick Fitzgerald or whatever his name, Bowl or whatever. So we got, where is it here? Let's head to the Big Ten. Lots at stake. Yes, it is. I mean, Florida State could get themselves a bowl game, and Wisconsin, if they lose, they are out of the bowl race. So, Mushbrain, heads or tails, kick or receive. The free Pat Fitzgerald, that's his name. Nick Fitzgerald was a quarterback. So, Mushbrain, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And if you are betting on this game, it's an over-under of 50.5. And the spread is 5 for the home Seminoles. And the under hit on that last game, so only got 30. Seminoles always playing close games here on BearCave. And this is a Wisconsin team who, on first-year head coach Mushbrain, trying to look for a bowl game, a late-season push, if you will, behind their running game. Tails and kick. Definitely a fun end-of-season matchup here in the non-conference. Good job on these power programs for playing some high-quality non-conference games and not your typical Austin Peay Week 14 game that you might see in the SEC. Here we go. We got King Ocelot or whatever his name is, stealing that from USC. Doak Campbell Stadium here. I love roasting all of you Florida State fans. Big win yesterday, and shout out to Florida State for not kicking the field goal last night as it helped me win a bet, IRL. All right, here we go. He said tails and kick. Mush brain. And he picked wrong, so the mush continues. All right, first quarter, let's see what happens here. Wisconsin starts out with a banger, and they go up 14-0 here. A dream start for Wisconsin, up 3 scores early on. Florida State choking at home, 24-0, 31-0 at halftime. Oh my. What a game to start. Can Florida State do anything here in the second half? 31-3. I don't know if that's going to do it. Hold a second. 31-10 now. 31-17. We got a ball game, folks. Can Wisconsin hold on to the 31-0 lead? Florida State has the ball. We've seen Crazier get a big play. First and goal. They're within a score. Hold your horses, folks. We've got a good one here at Doak Campbell. Oh, baby. We're going play-by-play. Remember, we don't jump in till the 2-minute mark. And it's a tie game! A 31-0 game to 31-31. We're going play-by-play, folks. Here we go. Wisconsin has the ball. They have blown a 31-point lead here in the second half. This is not a drill. They're going to throw the ball. Corner blitz. He completes it. And Dan Katz, he can't get there. The SFA tight end did his best, but they're going to have to put it back to the red-hot Seminoles. What an epic disaster to lose a bowl bid. Wisconsin had a 31-0 lead. This is the magic of Doak Campbell. Oh, it's a fumble! This game is getting weird. We know Florida State. They're always on the losing end of these masterpieces. Can they finally find a W? From the most unlikely scenario. D'Erico Claxton, what can he do? The over has been smashed today. D'Erico Claxton has time. He breaks a tackle, dumps it off. And that's a first down for Scott Hill. The choke at Doak. Absolutely. D'Erico Claxton now, he has time, dumps that off out wide, and that is going to be Antoine Reed for 10. They give him the first down. Here we go. Bowl eligibility on the line for both teams. What a change of events of momentum from 31-0 to a tie game, and it looks like we've got some Wildcat brewing here as they hand it off out wide. There he goes. He has the outside. Brad Ruffin, it looks like, I believe, a backup running back getting involved. 1:20 left. Plenty of time for Florida State. They have 2 timeouts. Wisconsin might have to start thinking about those timeouts if they get any closer. They're pushing up against the line. Where's Willis Whopper, the transfer from Michigan State? He needs to make a big play. He's dropping into coverage, and it's dropped. Oh, Willis Whopper almost got a big whopper on there. We need a Willis Whopper interception, man. Can you guys let me know if Cortland Sutton scores a touchdown? Thanks. 2nd and 10, handoff. Whopper brings him down in the backfield. The transfer from Michigan State makes the play. FSU is a 5-point favorite at home. So 3rd and 11 now. Can they get in field goal range? They're going to hand it off. Whopper makes the tackle. So 59 seconds left. Wisconsin, as they bring out the field goal unit to erase the 31-point deficit and to take the lead. It's going to be a 45-yarder from center hash. The kick is up, and it is no good! We've got a missed field goal! Wisconsin has their chance. Oh boy, things are heating up here. Wisconsin now has a chance to win it in regulation. They have 2 timeouts. They dump that one off, and that's a first down. Derek Gray brought down by Ja'Cory Williams. Here we go now, the reverse. Wisconsin, can they avoid a massive choke? Cedric Morris dumps that off. That is going to be Marty Fellows, the SFA freshman. The elusive back. What Mushbrain's really building this entire team around. The X Factor, though, you got to watch Dan Katz, the tight end, in the slot at the bottom of your screen. Over the middle, and it's complete. Justin Estens, 38 seconds. They have a timeout to spare. They are threatening field goal range. They're hurrying it up over 300 passing yards. Who would have thought? Here we go. They bring a blitz. He floats it out wide, and it's thrown out of bounds. Good throw there by Cedric Morris. 2nd and 10 now. They still have a timeout to play with. Plenty of time for the Badgers. Right now, it's about a 55-yard field goal. They'd like to get a bit closer. They're going to throw it, only a 3-man rush. Out wide, and that's going to get them pretty close to the first down. 3rd and inches for Jeff Anderson. Oh, man, everybody on their feet here. 3rd and inches. Can FSU get a stop? They're going to throw it on 3rd and inches. Morris yams it deep. 1-on-1, and it's intercepted! FSU picks it off! Unbelievable! Vaughn in the back of the end zone. Looks like we might be getting overtime as they kneel here. We've got free football, baby. So, Wisconsin, let me know heads or tails, and then offense or defense. So, we're going to watch the time run out here. What a game. What started out as a 31-0 lead for Wisconsin at halftime is turned into a 31-31 overtime slugfest here in the non-conference. Mushbrain, what is the call? Tails defense. All right. Big Ten versus ACC. And they do not win the toss, so we will see Wisconsin on offense first. Here we go, folks. Wisconsin just threw an interception when they had the chance to win. They're throwing it to the end zone again. Overthrown. Ja'Cory Williams in the area. Cedric Morris. And you got to wonder why they aren't getting back to the run game with Marty Fellows. Game is not lost. You can run your regular offense here. FSU always in these historic matchups. Does he get another blitz? Dumps that one off. Coming back to the ball. It's going to only be about a 4-yard gain. Third and 6 now for Wisconsin. Game on the line. Morris are bringing a corner blitz. They get to him, but he gets the first down and more. Jeff Anderson. The poise from Cedric Morris in the pocket here this afternoon has been impeccable. Hit after hit, he stands in there and delivers a first down. Can they punch it in now? Watch out for Dan Katz. He's in motion. Marty Fellows. It's going to be a screen pass, and they're not going to get there. Brought down by Ja'Cory Williams. 2nd and goal. Definitely we've yet to see a run to Marty Fellows. Very interesting offensive selection here in the second half from Wisconsin. 2nd and goal. They hand it off to Fellows. He finds the outside. Can he push in there? Yes, he does! The stretch from Marty Fellows gives the Badgers the lead. Unbelievable. They call him an elusive back, but baby, I just saw power. So Florida State now, touchdown ties it, anything less, and they lose another heartbreaker. Over the middle, overthrown from D'Erico Claxton. We've seen this story before from the Seminoles. Buggy Gumption, the SFA player at tight end. Amonra Leuha. They hand it off to Sky Hill up the middle. Gets about 6. Remember, 2 down territory here. 3rd and 4. %50 on 3rd down today. They need a big one here. Man in motion, that's Gumption. They're going to throw it. Claxton dumps it off to Gumption. He can't stay in bounds. 4th down. Game on the line here at home. An epic comeback. Are they going to fall just short yet again? Watch out for Willis Whopper. Pistol. Claxton takes a snap. An all-out blitz. They throw it out wide, and he gets the 1st down. Antoine Reed. That was a big throw from Claxton. And now you hear the fans get back into it. They believe. Oh. 1st and 10 Seminoles. Can they tie up the game? Handoff. Claxton keeps it. He finds some room and he's brought down. Sean Sutton on the tackle. 2 tight ends coming out. This has been nothing short of impossible of a drive from FSU. Can they finish them off? Tight end in motion. Power running incoming. Quick throw, slant! Pierre McGee gets the 1st down inside the 5, but they're going to call him short. So 1st down, 1st and goal from the 1. Can they tie this game up? Oh, they almost get a jump, man out wide. 1st and goal, man back inside, hand off to Sky Hill, and they hold him out. I thought surely he was going to power through, but Irwin keeps him out. Gary Irving, what a tackle. As they're now on the inch. Can Wisconsin get another stop? Offset eye, Sky Hill in the backfield. It's going to be a toss out wide. Can they break it? No! Florida State ties it up. 38 all as we go to a 2nd frame. What a game here to kick off BearCave. We had a fantastically close game in the watch party. Week 13 looks to be a banger. We've had some sim upsets. But you got to admit, man, Florida State, it's been a lot harder for them today. And they're right back at it on offense. Split back sets now on the other side of the field. Claxton. He's blitzed and he's sacked. Down goes Claxton. Glenn Childs, the transfer from Boise State. Who would have thought a transfer SFA player from Boise State would be making impactful sacks in the month of November for Wisconsin? Impeccable. 2nd and 18. Here goes Claxton. A quick throw out wide, and it's behind his man. Marquise Diamond, the SFA player, on the outside there. 38-38. 3rd and 18, though. Game on the line here for Florida State. You got to think they got to get some yards here. Claxton over the middle. He finds his man. It's going to be 4th down, but Pierre McGee makes this a much more makeable field goal. So they missed one in regulation to win the game. Can they hit this one? About a 39-yarder from right hash. He's 1 of 3 on the day. The kick is up. And he missed it again! Unbelievable! This is why you recruit kickers, folks. 2 missed field goals here on BearCave. Now, any score from Wisconsin wins the game. Floating that out wide. Oh, that was dangerous. Cedric Morris flirting with disaster. Second and 10. Wisconsin, can they avoid the reverse upset? Hand off to Marty Fellows to the outside. He cuts inside. A tackle from behind. Gets about 2. Only 74 yards on the day for Marty. Drake Eklund, the SFA player, on the tackle. 3rd and 8 now. Remember, a field goal wins the game. It's going to be a screen pass. He dumps that off. Open man, and they get the stop. Derek Gray for 2. It all comes down to Wisconsin's kicker. From left hash, this one about a 38-yarder. And we get a penalty! A false start for Wisconsin moves them back further. An unbelievable mistake here on the road. The fans helping them out here. Mistimed the snap count, and it's even longer. A 43-yarder now to win the game. The kick is up, and it is good! Wisconsin wins in double overtime, 41-38. They keep their bowl hopes alive. And for Coach Jackie Moon, it's another disastrous BearCave result. Unbelievable. I feel so bad for Jackie Moon. I'm so sorry. From 31-0, at least they made it a game. But another just heart-wrenching defeat here on the home turf. 41-38 in another BearCave classic. I totally thought he was going to miss it after the false start, too. And I just got word that your Denver Broncos have beaten the Cleveland Browns, baby. You absolutely love to see it. Unfortunately, no Cortland Sutton touchdown. My bet does not hit. My Linsanity streak is over. As let's check in on this game here. Dan Katz got a big one. And it was all Wisconsin early. And then they somehow battled back. Unbelievable. What a game. Cedric Morris. I mean, he had 2 picks. That one at the end was rough, too. And splitting carries with Marty Fellows here today. Chris Battle. Dan Katz doing his thing. Willis Whopper going crazy. Irvine had a pick. Florida State now. I mean, De'Erico Claxton had a great game. I mean, you would like the completion percentage there a little bit better. As Leuha got 2 touchdowns today, doing his thing. 2 sacks given up by Sanders. Jason Young, have yourself a day. Eklund had a pick. Tillman, and then obviously the other pick. Xanderpool, Ja'Cory Williams playing very well. And then obviously the kicker, 1 for 4, an 83 overall junior. Unbelievable. He got completely rattled at home. And there is your ball game. Florida State will have to win next week's game in order to maintain bowl eligibility, and so will Wisconsin. Welcome, Moosamania. Crazy game here today. And we're just really kicking off. We're still on the left side of the graphic. All right, what do we have next? All right, next is, oh boy, we've got a massive game here in the Sun Belt. game with maybe some group of 5 bid on the line, potentially. I mean, Coastal, Georgia Southern. This is a 4-point spread for the home Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. An over-under of 65.5. So, Trog, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive. You are the home team. One of the best offenses in the country. Last time we saw Coastal was their amazing win over North Carolina on game day. Can they beat Georgia Southern, who won the Sun Belt last year and won the Citrus Bowl? Remember, a 4-point favorite here on the teal turf. Winner pretty much wins the division. Yeah, this is pretty much for the division. And 65.5 over under. What does CJ Irons have in store for us today? All right, so a kick, as I do not see Trog in the chat. And we are off here in the Sun Belt on the teal turf. What we'll have in store today, Coastal breaks it open first. Georgia Southern responds. Nice little first quarter here. And it's kind of low scoring. You would have thought this game would open up a bit more by now. Now it's 14-14. Georgia Southern scores before half. Here we go. As Coastal, a long drive responds, and Georgia Southern, and quick score by Coastal. That's what they do. As we head to the fourth quarter now, 28-24. As we're inching closer now, it's going to be a close finish. Like always, we're going to jump on board here, one play at a time. Georgia Southern takes the lead. Oh boy, up by 3 now as we are getting close to that over-under. And we'll jump on board with 2 minutes left. Per usual, it's 4th and 2. Let's see what they decide to do. They are going to punt it and trust the defense. An interesting call for sure for Coastal. Here we go. They need to get a stop on the defensive side. Coastal has a chance here to repeat winning the division. And maybe have an outside shot at an auto bid for the group of 5. Yes, sir. Very close game. You need a stop. Can the defense come up with a big play like they did last week? Georgia Southern definitely going to run it with Trey Inners. The run defense. Can they get there? Yes, they do. Haven't been able to get stops today, but here they go. David Dotery. 1:58 remaining. Timeouts coming out. A first down likely ends the game. You got to watch that left side. Got to get a nice block shed off the edge. They're going to run power that side. DeMar Moon up the gut. Oh, massive play from the middle linebacker. Stops, enters in the backfield. The pursuit, the downhill acceleration. Impeccable. Now it's 3rd and long. Is Georgia Southern going to attempt to throw it, or are they going to just run it? They're going to throw it. They bring a blitz. It's going to be a screen pass, but they're there. Wait, it's a broken tackle, but they push them out of bounds. A perfect play for Coastal as they maintain the timeout and force the punt. Georgia Southern might have been better just running the ball there. Coastal and CJ Irons will have a chance to win the division and go to the Sun Belt Championship. Coastal needs a touchdown or a field goal to extend the game. They have plenty of time and one of the best quarterbacks and offenses in the country. And if you don't know who Donovan Swanson is or CJ Irons is, you've been living under a rock. Here they come. You got to wonder, where is Donovan Swanson in those dreads? At the bottom of your screen. CJ Irons now. He has time. CJ floating it, and it's connected. It's a different receiver this time. As that's Spencer Hart, he was a bit quiet until late in that North Carolina game. Here they come. They're already on the plus side of the 50. This team can score a lot and in a hurry. CJ's going to take off this time, and he gets pushed back. What a rush from the middle there. Sacked by Brian Williams. The bull rush on the center was impeccable. Unbelievable. Here we go. 2nd and 14. Time is running. 2nd and 14. Swanson, top of your screen. Man in motion. Clock is still ticking. You got to get a first down, though. And CJ Irons just throws it away. 3rd and 14. Division on the line. Coastal's chance at a playoff or a big bowl game on the line as well. 3rd and 14. They have 2 downs to get it. The blitz gets there, and they're going to bring him down. Another sack. Shane Sutton this time. And now they've got to go 4th and 22. Game on the line. What's the play call? To save the season over the middle. It's complete. 4th and 22. Conversion. Derek Alexander. Unbelievable. CJ Irons strikes again. 30 seconds on the clock. They float it. It's intercepted. The game is over. After the 4th down conversion, CJ throws a pick. Choke. Job Irons at it again. Oh my, to lose the division. And that is the highs and the lows, the mountaintops and the valleys of the CJ Irons experiment in a 2-play span. Unbelievable. Converts a 4th and 22, then throws a pick on the next play. You cannot make it up. Call him Jalen Milroe. Oh, dear. That is so tough. Exactly right. And Coastal will go down to 8-4. They're still going to go bowling. But you got to feel like they had a chance. They had some wins that they could have maybe fought their way into the rankings and gotten a few upsets, had a chance to play into that 12-team playoff. But now, completely under the radar, Georgia Southern coming right back and going back to the Sun Belt Championship. Remember, they won the Citrus Bowl last year. They're one of those teams that got feasted on in the transfer portal. Everybody thought they were washed, but here they are. Unbelievable game. We've had some instant classics already today. Can't believe you convert 4th and 22 just to do that. It was such a beautiful throw, too. It was short of the line to gain, and they made the play. Oh, I can't believe it. What a start to BearCave this week, folks. Hope you're enjoying it. We got quite a few good games left here on the schedule, and none more important than our next game in the Group of 5 race, as Army and Rutgers are set to do battle. And if Army wins this game, it locks Cincinnati out of the conference championship race, which pretty much effectively ends their run at a chance at the playoff and really opens up the G5 race. For most of the season, it's been Cincinnati and then everybody else. So let's see how this game ended first. CJ Irons had himself another instant classic game. Holt, the backup quarterback, senior redshirt guy, running the rock, doing it well. Honestly, Donovan Swanson held the 0 catches today. Unbelievable. Damar Moon is a monster at middle linebacker. 17 tackles. Couple interceptions today for the team. And then Georgia Southern, you had Josh Johnson, his redshirt senior year, 2-2. Trey Inners leading the backfield yet again. And this unlikely group of wide receivers, all pretty low rated, doing their thing. And then the defense coming through with a couple key sacks. And then Pablo Smalls, the SFA player, locking down Donovan Swanson, getting a pick. Incredible. I mean, Irons won the game day game. So I don't know what you want from them, but yeah, I mean, that moment right there, that was a doozy. That's one of those where you got to have it. And they're in field goal range, too. Unbelievable. Got to be smarter with the rock. EJ Irons got all the brains. CJ Irons got all the messed up brains. All right, CCU here. As we are on our way to New Jersey. Remember, there's still a chance here that Rutgers could be the team in. You've got Army at Rutgers. Remember, Rutgers faces Cincinnati next week. So you could have this little three-way circle of suck going if Rutgers can beat Army and lose to Cincy, right? So Coach MZ, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Army, they were up in the top 25 earlier in the year. Then they suffered a heartbreaker to Air Force. They ended up losing to Buffalo later on in the year. They were pretty much effectively out of the conversation, but a loss for Cincinnati has reopened it. Can they win the division today against Rutgers? If you are betting on this game, it is a push game, and the over-under is 55.5. Big game. Rutgers has a lot of great SFA players as well. Gonna be a big-time battle. This wouldn't be the first time Rutgers locked Cincinnati out of a playoff or a conference championship. It happened in Season 7. Yui looking to find out her opponent. The 5-6 team. Going to the CCG. If you're not a Hilltoppers fan in this American Conference, I don't know what you're doing. And it honestly might play to the advantage of the other conferences. UE is not necessarily going to be a great quality win in the conference championship, so there's a chance to leapfrog, as I don't see MZ, so as always it's heads and kick. Rutgers does win the toss. And here we go, folks. 2-8-2 teams. Their life on the line, division on the line. Army comes out on top first. They score early, but here comes Rutgers as we enter the second quarter, and 7-7. This is going to be a nice one. Rutgers takes the lead. They extend it to 2 scores. Halftime lead to Rutgers here at home. Here we go, folks. Second half on their way. Hold the phones. Army gets back within a score. Rutgers re-extends it. Oh, Army's on their back foot now. Oh, Army! Rutgers battling back, but here comes Army. They're not going to go down without a fight. 4th down for Rutgers. They need a quick touchdown for Army. Can they get it? They got a penalty. Remember, this is a team playing without Ruddy Rogers, their best offensive weapon. Can they punch it in? They do! 1-score game here, and it looks like once you score 31, you decide to stop scoring. Okay, folks, here we go. We're going to jump in. 2 minutes left. Rutgers has the ball. Couple of first downs, wins them the game. Handoff, that's Rashard Mendenhall on the right side. He breaks free. First down, Rutgers. The timeouts have to come out, and a first down wins the game here. Army needs to force a turnover or something. They need to push them back. They can't let them score a field goal either. Nice play there. Kenzo Carter on the tackle. 2nd and 9. Rutgers, Matt Campbell, Rashard Mendenhall in the backfield. 2nd and 9, man in motion. They hand it off to the left side. And Rashard Mendenhall's going to win them the game. The SFA player, the transfer from Arkansas State, gets them the win. They can just sit on it a couple of times now. And then now Rutgers has the chance next week to win the division. Unbelievable. And I don't know if Cincinnati wins next week, what on earth the tiebreaker is. I think it would go to Cincinnati based on points for, because they have, I believe, one of the best offenses in the country. So it might be a win and you're in game next week for both sides, as Rutgers gets a massive victory at home here today, and they put themselves back in the driver's seat. Another team that we haven't been talking about much this year. But Matt Campbell, Vinnie Queen, Rashard Mendenhall continue to play great games. And all they can do is let this run out. And they win the game. And oh, if you bet the over, you are upset, as the over-under was 55.5. And it's going to be sitting at the under at 55 even. That is unfortunate if you bet the over. But Rutgers gets it done. Big time win at home for the Scarlet Knights, as they'll have a chance next week to once again ruin Cincinnati's chances at a playoff. So Rashard Mendenhall gets him the win. So Army season is pretty much over in terms of a playoff spot. So they're now down to 3 losses. They still could somehow win this division, I think, in some weird 3-way tie scenario, but looks like it's going to come down to Rutgers and Cincinnati next week. Oh, baby. This G5 race is heating up. All right, let's see. TJ Sanderson, the SFA player, getting himself a touchdown. They tried to battle back, but they just couldn't get one in there at the end. Julian Kemp doing his thing. Jabari Manning, not their best running back, obviously. Ruddy Rogers is hurt for the year. They had to throw it a bunch, and they actually did pretty well. Scooter Burdette got a tackle for loss. Kenzo Carter, nothing really. Rutgers, Matt Campbell did what he had to do on offense, but they ran right behind Rashard Mendenhall to victory. What a game. KJ King, no sacks, but 3 tackles for loss. Reed got himself 4 tackles for loss and a sack. How crazy would it be if Rutgers made it into the CFP, man? Ridiculous, ridiculous. All right. Now we're going to move on to the Sickos game of the week. Going to be BYU and Arkansas. So, Ron, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And it looks like BYU will go bowling, but first they got to take down Arkansas, their last game of the week. Arkansas is still a 2-loss team. They still have plenty of opportunity there. They have been dropped in the coaches poll because coaches don't really like their strength of schedule. They have a chance to bolster it here against a pesky BYU team who has fought tooth and nail all season long to get here. Tails and kick. Ron is here. One of the best defenses in the country. And heck of a job from Ron in his first year, bringing BYU out of the depths of despair into competitive football against a pretty hard schedule. See if they can get a massive upset today here against Arkansas. As Arkansas, this game doesn't matter in terms of making the playoffs. They got to win out, beating Iowa State and winning the Big 12 championship against TCU. But this game would definitely go a long ways in terms of their national viewpoint, the spotlight, the seeding, right? And this is a 3.5 point spread for the Hogs and an over-under of 58.5. Remember, folks, there's 4 bye weeks. Or there's 4 byes in the playoff. Army, you know, if you impress here over the next 3 weeks, you could be playing yourself into a bye. So those bye are an additional layer on top of the new playoff format that's going to be extremely impactful as Rick drops a massive wall of text. If Army loses next week, Rutgers-Cincinnati is for the division. If Rutgers wins, they'd be 8-0 and would win the division. If Cincinnati beats Rutgers and Army wins, it goes head-to-head point differential. In that case, a 5-point Cincinnati win would win the division. Army has been eliminated. All right. Army eliminated. So, Coach MZ, valiant effort this year. You had your chance, but you blew it. And here we go. Arkansas, I don't know why I keep saying that. A 14-point lead right away. Remember, this is a team that got spanked by Ole Miss last week, but BYU hanging in there as they do. The Mormons are a hard group to go away. Can Fedro Bautista bring them back? And they're reverse smoking them. It was 38-6 last week. Now Arkansas is on the winning side here. But remember, today we've seen 31 points kind of stifle some groups. Here comes BYU. And Arkansas, that's a long drive, and that's going to end the game. But fantastic season for BYU. They will be getting a bowl game. Let's see how this one ends. This is a big-time win for Arkansas in terms of getting their minds right for a potential push to the playoff. But Fedro Bautista, the freshman, great year, 99 throw power, 50 accuracy. We had no clue how it was going to work. He's had a great year. That the loss of their running back Clay is really what killed them. They could have maybe threatened for a playoff spot, but you know what? Jeff Pimpton goes out. He has one more year, hopefully. Hopefully he comes back. Yeah, you got to win your bowl game, obviously. Himazuna, some SFA players. This is a team to get behind. If BYU was a stock, you better buy as much as you can find. As Brad Thornton only had to throw 9 completions today, as they just ran the rock behind John Jackson, and 36 carries, 257 yards. Why wouldn't you just keep on running behind him? Unbelievable rush offense today. And that's an impressive win for Arkansas. Remember, there's still only 2 losses. They'll be 9-2 after today. So we'll see how impressive that is to the committee. Remember, folks, oftentimes committee rankings are vastly different from the Coaches Bowl. So don't be shocked if you see Arkansas move up a little bit. All right. Here we go. BYU. All right. So next up is we have the Patreon Choice Game of the Week. And this week, for some reason, you guys chose Texas. Now, Dave, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As we go to the SEC, where they had a puzzling loss to LSU last week. This is a team we've seen all season long just look unstoppable. Now they got to face the Mississippi Bulldogs and a team that beat Texas A&M earlier in the year. So we'll see what happens here. It is a 12.5 point spread for the Longhorns on the road and an over-under of 51.5. So we're not expecting craziness, but this could be insane is remember, Texas just needs to win this game, and then they're just going to sit back and hopefully hope for Oklahoma to lose to Alabama. If Texas wins today and Oklahoma loses to Alabama next week, Texas is going to the SEC championship. So we'll see what happens. Gonna be interesting. A lot of scenarios that could get the SEC up to maybe 5 teams into the playoff this year. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how good this conference has been this year. Remember, the only Power 5 conference without an SFA national championship. So this isn't like real life where the SEC is always dominated. They've pretty much always been pretty good in the regular season, but their representatives in the playoffs have always kind of fell flat. But if they get 5 teams in the playoff this year, who knows, man? Last year's the Big 12 that was super deep. This year, it seems to be the SEC. We're at Davis-Wade Stadium. Home of the Cowbells. Hail State. Can Texas win their final SEC matchup as they have an out-of-conference bye game against Akron next week? 7 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Mississippi State. Can they pull off another shocker like week 1? Texas. Oh, and a quick score from Mississippi State. Watch out, folks. We might have a game here. Mississippi State ties it up. Oh, my. Halftime. Folks, Mississippi State takes the lead. A top 10 team on the ropes now here on the road. Texas, they lost to LSU last week. Did they lose their mojo? Fourth quarter, they're down by 7. An interception from Sal Easton. Mississippi State takes a 2-score lead. Texas in shambles. Oh my God, they're down 2 scores. We can't even jump in. Texas, they have to do this on their own. A long drive. Can they muster it in? Yes, they do. They're down at 1 possession. The onside kick incoming. Texas on the ropes. And it's recovered for Mississippi State. Texas has all of their timeouts. But this team was 8-1 and they lost to LSU. What are they doing? Mississippi State, a first down, wins the game. They knocked off A&M earlier in the year. Can they do it again? Brock Thunderbird, the SFA running back. Can he win it? He's still going. 1 first down. Lake Hutchinson tackled Brock Thunderbird. Split back sets, a minute left. They hand it off to the outside. Sonny Myers gives chase. They bring him down. Kamari Cruz. The season on the line for Texas, as they could go from the SEC favorite to not even making or sniffing the CFP. Handoff, and that's a first down for Thunderbird. Texas is going to lose back-to-back SEC games. We knew this team was young, but we did not see this colossal choke coming. Unbelievable. Another absolute stunner. Ohio State goes down. Now Texas goes down. All of a sudden, we have some of these 2-loss teams going down. The playoff race is getting a lot crazier now. Unbelievable. And that's going to do it. Mississippi State, 2 weeks in a row, Texas loses to an inferior SEC team. First it was LSU, now it's Mississippi State. And Mississippi State has beat Texas and A&M in the same year. Brock Thunderbird, the SFA player on top of the world. Unbelievable. Yeah, the new Mississippi State coach, man. Is that Dabsky? Dabsky, which coach are you? Mississippi State, man. Unbelievable. Oh yeah, still missing a bowl game. Just crushing Texas's playoff hopes. What has happened to Texas that we saw in the first half of the season? Unreal. Sal Easton, 2 picks. Remember, guys, we knew this team was young, but I did not see a collapse like this coming. Unbelievable. They lose 2 games in a row to end the SEC slate, and they're easy games. 2 missed field goals might have been the difference there. And Mississippi State gets it done. Brett Hudson comes in relief. Brock Thunderbird, the SFA player, averaging 7.9 a game. We can't speculate on playoff spots or anything, as a lot of games to be played. A lot of weeks. But yeah, I did not see a Texas late season collapse coming like this. Unreal. And shout out to Mississippi State, man. This team is considered the gutter of the SFA, but they have a win over A&M and Texas. 2 of the best 3-loss teams in the country. Unbelievable. Brock Thunderbird, have yourself a day. Yeah, I believe... Okay, so I believe that just gives Oklahoma the CCG. I think so. I believe that does just give them the CCG. And now, if you're here, folks, you get to see me sim my game live on stream. Last week, it was a stinker. And ECU is always due for a stinker sometime throughout the year. Luckily, this year we chose to do it once we clinched the division. Are we going to do another colossal stinker here today against Coach Tribe, who's 2-0 against me? He beat me as Wisconsin last year. We shall see. And he beat me in fantasy earlier this year, IRL as well. So is Coach Tribe have my number? Is East Carolina going to finally overcome Tribe? Overtime! And we do it! We survive in overtime! I can't believe it! Tribe, you crazy fool! Unbelievable! What is my team doing? What are we doing? We're just begging to be let out of the playoff, man. Oh, Missouri. Whoo. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. What in the world happened? Christian Richard went down. No! Gary had to come in. And why did Vanilla Vic get 4 carries? Did my 2 best players go down to injury? Unbelievable. Yeah, Tribe has my number. If I got injuries from this game, man, I'm going to be so salty as Josiah Bird, Blake Womack do their thing. Got an interception. Screw you, Tribe. I can't believe it, man. Cannot believe it. Cannot believe it. I better not have injuries going to the playoff. I'll be so upset. This is the year of the Pirate. As we move on, though, to the second half of BearCave here today. And we're going back to the, and crazy, we're already an hour in. We're already only halfway through BearCave. As we have a big game here. It's going to be Oklahoma State and Iowa State. Now, this is another team in Oklahoma State, and Coach Fed, he's kind of been considered a shitter, but all of a sudden, he could play himself into a bowl game if he wins this game. So, Sved, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. Logan, if you're here, let me know. Dude, without my 2 best players, I could only beat them by 3. That's ridiculous. That was definitely a trap game. We were definitely looking ahead to Clemson in the ACC Championship. But here is Iowa State. What a story. Their team got absolutely destroyed from the transfer portal. Ron leaves. The team gets completely blown up. Logan comes in after ruining Illinois. And he puts together a masterful performance where next week, if they beat Arkansas, regardless of this week's result, they will be playing themselves into the playoff. Now, they really want to win this game, obviously, as you don't want to be 4 losses head into the CCG, because then you might flirt with not being in the playoff, right? Not being in the hot top 6. But a 3-loss champ, you should be okay. So, massive game for both teams here. Sved and the number 1 quarterback, Stequavius Gates. This is a team that has been reeling since they almost took down Oklahoma earlier in the year. They've been going crazy since Bedlam. Can they do it again? Iowa State, it's 0-0 early on. Interesting as Iowa State starts the scoring out. Remember, they got transferred from Missouri. Jamar Siggins at quarterback. This is a 6.5-point favorite for the Cyclones and an over-under of 60.5. Oklahoma State gets a field goal. They're hanging in there, but the defense unable to hang. They're scoring touchdowns while you're scoring field goals as we enter the third quarter. They're still in it. They get another field goal, and they're still within 5. They take the lead. Oklahoma State, here we go, to make a bowl game. Another barn burner coming down to the wire. We've got runs, Oklahoma State dinking and dunking it down the field. Look at this drive. It's taken up the whole fourth quarter. They go for it and they don't get it. And it's an interception from Leonard Akana, the SFA player. So here we go. Oklahoma State. Can they hang on? 16-14. They find room to the outside. What an unbelievable story this would be for Coach Fed in Oklahoma State. He was threatening to retire because he says his teams always suck. But here they are playing themselves into a bowl game. Stequavius Gates leading the charge. Darren Pitts, the running back. Iowa State having to use those timeouts. This is the team that beat Baylor. 3rd and 4 now. Can Iowa State get a stop? They hand it off to Pitts outside. Brought down by Stevie Scumbag. That's his actual name, folks. And they're going for it. They're not even going to punt. 4th and 7. They want to win this game right now. A first down does just that. The number 1 quarterback recruit, Stequavius Gates. Game on the line. They bring a blitz over the middle. It's incomplete. Iowa State gets their chance. Coach Logan Radke on the sidelines has the chance of a lifetime. Here is Jamar Siggins, the first time we've seen him in an Iowa State uniform since he transferred away from Missouri. Jamar Siggins looking nice. Kenneth Wilson, his first catch of the day. All they need is a field goal. Can Iowa State hang on here? He threw a pick on the last drive. This team is a shell of their former selves, of the Kiko Strongs, Mo Cox era, but they're still battling. Dump that off. That's a completion, and would have liked him to go out of bounds. Ross Turner. 2nd and 4 now. Clock is running. Remember, they don't have any timeouts. They need a field goal to win this game. They're down 2. Minute 30 on the clock, 2nd and 4. Siggins in the backfield. They're going to hand it off here. That's going to be a first down and a lot more. Oh, he was running hard there. Johnny Williams, what a run, and he's having a great day. Minute 23 on the clock. They're inside the 30. You got to think they're in field goal range now. Siggins hangs on. Over the middle, open man. Stiffies one, breaks a tackle. Kevin Kramer! What a play! Iowa State in perfect position now. Inside the 10, they could fall on this one a couple of times, kick a field goal, or they could score a touchdown. The world is their oyster. First and goal. Siggins going to be option. He keeps himself. Oh my God, he's hit hard. Siggins hangs onto the ball. Remember, one of his biggest problems at Missouri was ball security. This would be a massive win for an Iowa State team trying to get back to the CFP after a year hiatus. Siggins, he has time, throws it out of the back of the end zone, makes a smart play, but they are leaving time on the clock for Oklahoma State. If you are going to kick this field goal, you want to leave as little time as possible. Minute 6 left here. Come out in I formation. Looks like they're just going to run it now. Hand off to Wilson, out to the left side. They want to get to that left hash. And it's -4 yards. Coach Fed holding strong. The new CPU we're using, Rick, allows that to happen. If you haven't been watching the streams, we have a new... Oh, we get a false start now on the field goal. We're using new logic that I found in the revamped Discord that helps fix some time management stuff. So, it's not perfect, but there's still some good things that have come from it. So, this one's going to be about 35-yarder from left hash to give Iowa State the lead here. The kick is up. And it's good. Iowa State takes the lead. Jamar Siggins leads the drive after throwing an interception. They lead by 1 over Oklahoma State. The pesky Cowboys. They'll have 58 seconds to win this game. OK State breaks a tackle. They get back to about the 28. Yeah, if you picked an Iowa State cover, you need a defensive score here. But I think Iowa State fans are just happy to get the victory at this point. 1st and 10 here for Stequavius Gates. We're now going to have to see his arm. The 5-star quarterback. 4-man rush. He has time. He yams it deep down the sideline. Looks effortlessly, and he dropped it. Remember, they lost star SFA receiver Tyreek Asher for the year last week. So they have some new guys on the outside. Dropping the ball there. He had the positioning. Remember, field goal wins the game. It's going to be a screen pass. Pitts has some room. He goes out of bounds. Clock does stop. They can save that timeout. But it is 3rd and 7 now. Remember, folks, we still have a crazy game day coming on up. 3rd and 7. Gates drops back, brings a blitz. He gets it to his man. Was that the tight end? They're going to call him short, Terrell Neal. They got to hurry this up now. They're going to have to go for it. They marked him short. 4th and inches. They're going to throw it. That's an open man. They go back to Terrell Neal. I think this might be an offensive lineman who reported eligible. He's having himself a day. It just might be their tight end. Stevie Scumbag, 11 tackle. Clock is running. Only about 20 seconds left. Corner blitz, and he's sacked. They're not going to use the timeout now. They're going to have to hurry back to the line. Now they use the timeout, realizing the situation. They need about 25 yards here before they can attempt a field goal. 14 seconds left. No timeouts on the clock. Gates, he's thrown it to the corner. It's dropped again. Gates begging for some help from his receivers. 2 drops on this drive alone. 3rd and 15. 10 seconds left. They need a first down and a field goal, ideally. It's going to be a QB draw. I'm not sure how great that's going to be as the clock's going to run out. Oklahoma State falls. And Iowa State survives a close one here at home at Jack Trice as they will advance to 8-3 And next week against Arkansas, the division will be on the line. The winner has a date with TCU. That might be the most interesting auto bid out there. Is who's gonna get that spot? Is it gonna be Arkansas, Iowa State, or TCU? We're gonna have one of those teams in the playoff, which is crazy. In Oklahoma State, man, they are a couple of plays against getting some big upsets against teams like Iowa State or Oklahoma. They're just a couple players, couple steps away. Sped having himself a great year. They'll have another chance next week to get to bowl eligibility. But for now, they lose a tight one here on BearCave, 17-16. Had their chances. All right, Dogwater, here you go. We've got the Gators, and we got the UCF Golden Knights, or sorry, Tar Heels and Ole Miss up next. Man, we still have a lot of games. Ooh-wee. All right, let's take a look, see how this one went down as you got a big run. It was really low scoring, really the whole way through, a lot of field goals. Gates just didn't get any help there at the end. A couple of drops from his guys. And they really just couldn't get the run really going. And they had to dink and dunk it all the way down a couple of times. And on defense, Deuce Withers finally doing something. 5 TFLs. Leonard Akana, the SFA player, getting an interception. And that's how you know your team's improving. When your SFA players start leading the stat boards, you know you're in good hands. You know you're doing pretty well. You're on the right track. Is Jamar Siggins, the transfer from Missouri. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. Johnny Williams, the senior redshirt. This is a team that just knows how to win despite losing all of their players. You got Stevie Scumbag still doing it. You got Chaz Weber on the outside. Anything is possible with this team. They still have some pieces. Iowa State is not dead. They have one of the best wins in the country for a 3-loss team. It'll be interesting to see where the committee lands them this week after a close game like that. So Arkansas and Iowa State both win some tough games here today. All right. So now as we continue on, we've got North Carolina taking on Ole Miss. This is a fun one. We got to get Sirilaxis Brio. This is a North Carolina team now with some upsets. There's some upsets absolutely happening throughout the country. Does a 9-3 UNC have an argument into the playoff? I mean, who knows? They have one of the best wins in the country over East Carolina. And if you're betting on this game, it's 6-point spread for North Carolina and a 59.5 over/under. So can the Tar Heels get it done on the road against a pesky Ole Miss team who beat A&M a few weeks ago? Then they pounded up on Arkansas as well. Some quality wins as of late for Ole Miss, and then they lost last week. This is an Ole Miss team that made the playoff last year, and they went to overtime with Nebraska. So you say they were overtime away from a national championship appearance, if you want to paint that picture. Here we go. Got smack the ball guy's head. Here we go. We are here in the SIP of Hemingway Stadium. Number 22 UNC against Ole Miss. This might be the last time we see some iconic SFA players, as I don't see Sirilaxis Brio in chat, so it's going to be heads and kick. But Ronald Acuna, you got Nate Robinson. We'll have to see. You have a new look Ole Miss team as they get a quick touchdown here, but we know North Carolina doesn't really play defense. Stanky Leg and company not looking good here as they do get a touchdown, though. But, man, the defense looks bad as Ole Miss is dominating here, and they don't get there. So UNC on the ropes here. Ole Miss again. Here comes UNC, 2 straight touchdowns as we head to the fourth quarter. Next change possession, and UNC takes the lead. We have had some flip-floppy games here today. This one, just like the rest, looks to be coming down to the wire. 4 minutes left. And Ole Miss scores a long pass to Parks. 35-31. This is going to be another crazy game as we're going to go one play at a time like normal till we jump in. It's another great play, great drive here from UNC as they take the lead again. Back and forth just like the the Coastal game. As we're going to jump in right here. Ole Miss on 3rd and 10. Down 3. What is the call? Love this uniform combination. He floats that out wide. That's a completion. Fresh set of downs here for Matt Ryan. Eric Parks having himself a day. Matt Ryan breaking the school record of Eli Manning for career passing yards. Rightfully so. He's been a critical piece of this program for 4 years. Can Ole Miss get another big victory under their hat late in the season in what they've dubbed a disappointment year? Took them a little while to figure out this team as they flip that out. And Clayton Forte, the wide receiver / cornerback athlete, makes the tackle. Can UNC hold the line? The over has been smashed. Clock is running here for Ole Miss. They hand it off, and he's smoked in the backfield. Nate Robinson. And that's Jabari Stratford, this transfer from Iowa State. And Nate Robinson, who was a Heisman finalist last year, gets over 200 yards here today. As we get a rush now over the middle, it's incomplete. So the game on the line here for Ole Miss. Now remember, they do have their timeouts, so if they do not get it here, they might still have a chance to get the ball back. But UNC, can they make a play? Handoff delayed to Nate Robinson, goes nowhere. Jabari Stratford on the tackle. UNC takes over in what could be another critical win for them late in the year. Now, I don't know. You guys are going to say you hate the play call, but when your running back is over 200 yards on the day, you got to think a delay to give on 4th and or on 3rd and, or 4th and 6 isn't the worst call. But Josh Garrett is in for UNC. So once again, Harris going down with an injury. This guy is paper thin. A stanky leg, he could end the game here. And they call him short. 1 first down from stanky leg ends the game. Stanky leg and number 20 in the backfield. 1st and 1. They give it to Garrett, and he's stuffed! UNC unable to break through. So are they going to go for it, or are they going to kick a field goal? They're going to go for it. They want to win the game right now. 4th and 1, up by 3 to clinch the game. They're going to throw it. He takes off, and he's sacked. Ole Miss gets their chance. Warren gets the sack. How do you not run that with stanky leg on 3rd and short or 4th and short? Unbelievable. A careless mistake from UNC opens the gate for Ole Miss. These games have been incredible. Week 13 has been one for the ages. 51 seconds. Can Ole Miss find a way? They're blitzing. Dumps that off. The tight end's going to be a first down. Terrence Allen. No, they call him short. Clock is running. I don't think they realized initially that he was short. So, precious time coming off the clock. We're down to 34 seconds. Matt Ryan, he has time. He yams that deep down the sidelines. Tipped away. What a deflection from the linebacker. He was beat. but that throw is just a little bit late. 3rd and inches. They need to get into field goal range, probably about 20 yards away. Ryan, 4-man rush, dumps that one off Nate Robinson. He breaks one, and he's hit hard, but they give him the first down. But that really just wasted time. Stop the clock a little bit. Jimmy Jenkins having a fantastic drive here. Matt Ryan, he has to throw it deep down the field. He does, and it's intercepted, but no, the foot is out of bounds. UNC again has a chance. Second and 10. Matt Ryan, he has to put together something. Where's Ronald Acuna? Man in motion. They've been trying to go to Terrence Allen all day long. He's staying back to pass block. He's throwing that deep the other side. Open man! Ronald Acuna Jr. gets him in field goal range. Their best receivers and Brent Boozler left. 13 seconds left. I don't know, man. I would take the field goal right now. You have no timeouts. Getting stopped in the field of play potentially loses you the game. Ryan, he just throws it away. Bring out the field goal unit. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. Bring out the field goal unit. Oh, no. They're going to run another play. If they get stopped outside of a first down or outside of a touchdown, UNC is going to win the game. Ole Miss, they're playing with disaster here. He just throws it away again. Good play by Ryan. Veteran play there. Bring out the field goal unit, please. Field goal formation to tie the game, to send it into another OT. From right hash, it's about a 44-yard field goal. That's off! Never a doubt! That was so bad! Oh, no! Unbelievable! That might be the most offline kick we've seen in SFA history. UNC is going to survive. We've seen some horrible misses today. Absolutely incredible. Ole Miss off the toe. It never had a chance. Normally we have to wait and see. But man, that one was past the All-State back. That was straight into the crowd. He just hit some mom, poor mom, right in the face. Kickers today have not been good. It's still a no cover. Ole Miss, I thought they're going to choke with the offense. Instead, the kicker just pushes it. Unbelievable. Dogwater loses his coins. Bitter, bitter defeat. This BearCave has been on steroids. And a team like North Carolina comes out of the depths. They're still battling with this backup quarterback / QB situation. Obviously, Harris is not healthy, the 99 overall. He's still trying to play. And they beat ECU last week. They lost a tight one to Coastal. You never know. Got to see where they fall in the CFP rankings, which are coming out tonight. As we still got 2 games left here in this insane BearCave. Let's see how this one... I mean, Nate Robinson had himself a day, and he still lost. Stanky Lake. Love. And Josh Garrett, man. So Stanky Leg, 100. And Harris, he went down today before even throwing a pass. He had 2 attempts, and he went down. Stanky Leg, 154 yards, 3 tutties. And somehow, Troy Oxford beats his former team. Jabari Strafford, that massive play in the backfield. Somehow, UNC continues to defy the odds and win some of these critical games late in the year. Ole Miss, on the other hand, man, the season is just lost for them at this point. This is just, for their expectations, they expect to be a playoff team, just like last year. and they've fallen short yet again. They've just not looked themselves since they lost to Georgia in that SEC championship game. Well, it's the only way to make the coins. You're not gonna get rewards by just collecting the daily coins. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. That's the coins are only one function of the server. And it might seem like chaos, but they're really, some people kind of figured out a way to manipulate it a little bit, so. Oh, Dogwater in shambles. All right, so we got Florida Gators and UCF. So, Florida man, if you're here, let me know, kick or receive if you win the toss. Florida having an impeccable year, and now with some teams losing in front of them, all of a sudden, if they win out, they might have the resume to sneak in. But can they get past a scary game here against UCF, the in-state rival? We got Joshua Dubs. Coins will get reset to 10K. Recruiting budget will get reset after transfer portal. You don't carry it over. Nothing carries over. Give me a fresh slate. So use them or lose them. Heads or tails, Florida man? No, they don't, Florida man. They're resetting. Because Mike decided to break the sports book. He found a way to manipulate it to where he's guaranteed like almost double his money every single week. We have to fix it. So major changes coming to the sportsbook. I don't know what, but they're coming. Mike's already maxed out the shop. He's done. He's just collecting coins for fun at this point. Mike's been cheesing the sim engine a little bit too much. All right, here we go. UCF gets a field goal to start it out here. And they add a field goal. All right, a nice start here for UCF at home. Florida, kind of a bad start here. They've been winning very close games all year long, so nothing different. We are in the rain, but a 13-0 lead for UCF. So if you're betting on this game, we have a 7-point favorite for the Gators and a 54.5 over-under as we head to the second half. Here we go. Can the Gators' dream season stay alive? It doesn't look like it, man. They're getting shut out by a G5 team. 23-0, an unbelievable feat here so far for the Knights. Can they hang on? Go one play at a time, and Georgia gets it. Remember, we don't jump in unless... And I don't know why they didn't go for two there. You'd think they'd go for two. Fourth down. Not two scores yet. Looks like Florida might have decided to wake up now. And no, at 4th and 10, they don't get it. So that is going to be a UCF victory, it looks like, barring disaster. We're just going one play at a time here. They need a big play here. It doesn't look like they're going to get it unless they score on this play, which they do not. Intercepted. UCF beats Florida. Yeah, exactly, Dogwater. You see Mike cleaned out the shop. He's #1 in BearCave. There's not good bets. It's cheesing the sim engine. And anybody could do it. It's just he takes the time and actually does it. Which is now probably going to bring massive changes for everybody. As Joshua Dobbs, man, gets that signature win of the freshman season. Unbelievable. 17 for 42. Only 40% in the rain, but he gets 2 touchdowns. A massive victory for Florida man here. And that really is his crowning achievement for Calvin Parker as well. And a big-time win for Florida man in a game that is quite the upset when you consider the extreme difference in quality of teams. But we had to think coming into these final 2 weeks that some of these teams sitting at 2 losses, 1 loss, might be losing. As Justin Malone, man, finally hits the wall, throws 3 picks, and Carl James. And this is a team, man, who's struggled to score all year long. They've been in a lot of very close games. Finally caught up with them. They went on a crazy streak. But now they regress to the mean, and they lose a tough one here on the road in the rain. Number 15 goes down yet again. Yeah, the fact of the matter is like the rewards and stuff is meant to be spread throughout. It's not meant for one person to clean out and have 10 players coming in their class, right? So things need to change. As now we're down to 2 games here left today. And this one's a doozy. We are going back to the SEC. And this is a win, and you're into the SEC championship. And next week's game, if Alabama wins, they'll clinch their spot into the championship game. Oklahoma, with the Texas loss, I believe, if I'm correct, has already clinched their berth to the SEC championship game. So their game next week won't matter. It'll kind of matter for, like, you know, it'll kind of matter for, like, you know, like seeding or all that stuff. But in the grand scheme of things, they'll play 2 times in a row. So this is CPU versus CPU. If Alabama can get the win, they just have to win one of these last 2 games, either against Oklahoma or against Georgia. Can Alabama do it? EJ Irons, his brother, had a costly loss earlier. Yeah, I mean, you can claim skill issue if you want, if it's like a 1-year wonder type of a deal, but it's not. It's a 5 or 6 straight years of Mike's entire team being reward players. You know what I mean? Things will change like they always do. All right, here we go. Georgia Tech. Now, as far as his ability to translate those reward players into a winning team, well, you know, that's been a bit more of a trouble, but they're winning this season. They're doing well this year. Yeah, I mean, it's your fault there, D-Sleep. You knew that ECU was due for their late season collapse. All right, here we go. A massive game here in the SEC. Can Alabama clinch the division with 1 week to go? Georgia, though, on paper, is the best team in the country, as they're now up by 9. Can Alabama hang? Oh, Alabama, they're coming back. But Georgia, man, on BearCave, they're always so good. Alabama gets a touchdown. They're still down 8. Georgia extends the lead, but here comes Alabama. This is going to be a good one. Oh, boy, folks. Can Alabama get back within a... No, Alabama is getting smoked at home. Oh, boy, this is a crazy week. And Alabama, I mean, this result... Oh, my God! I press a button, and they tie up the game! It was looking like it was wraps. All of a sudden, we're at 43-43. Alabama comes out of nowhere, and this is a 4.5-point favorite for the Crimson Tide and a 61.5 over-under that has been absolutely destroyed. So we're going to go one play at a time here. Remember, we'll jump in at the 2-minute mark. This game is absolutely bonkers if we've ever seen one. Here we go. 2-minute mark, 4th down for Alabama. They have to punt the ball. .43, the division on the line for Bama. .43. Matt, Brian McBride here, the screen pass, he gets it out. And that's going nowhere. We've seen this Alabama team a couple of times on game day or watch parties this year. They have been spectacular. But the defense, man, has been questionable at times. Can the defense hold here? Both teams have all their timeouts. Ryan McBride, but we've seen this Georgia offense live has been pretty bad. But we're yamming it down the seam, and it's intercepted! Alabama! There they go! The team of destiny! The 4th turnover for Georgia! Donnie Hicks! And E.J. Irons and Tyrone Cox take the field with the division on the line. All they need is a field goal. E.J. Irons keeps it, and he's brought down. Jaboris Jackson, the SFA player. Remember, folks, these SEC juggernauts, they are littered with SFA players. Watch out for Khalil Reeves at the bottom of your screen, number 92. E.J. Irons, a minute left. Hands it off to Tyrone Cox, one of the best running backs in the country, and they bring him down. They're 5 yards. Georgia has a chance to get the ball back again. Hands off to Tyrone Cox, 3rd and 9, and he's not gonna get it. An interesting call there for Bama. And now they got to punt it back to Georgia here. Fourth and 4. Thought that was it for Bama. We might have more overtime here today, folks. That goes into the end zone. 52 seconds on the clock, 2 timeouts for both teams. Can Ryan McBride get that signature win? They still could do something here. And look, all of a sudden this week, it looks like a 3-loss team has a shot. Ryan McBride dumping that off. That's Caleb Broussard, the SFA tight end, getting only a yard. 2nd and 9 now as they're going to hurry it up here. McBride having himself a decent day. 4 TDs. He had that pick on the last drive. Dumping that off over the middle. That's Brett Davis, 6 yards. But all of a sudden now it's 3rd and short. Clock is ticking. They're going to try to run another play, but be careful. If you don't get it, Alabama get the ball back, and it's caught. Brett Davis. They're going to continue this drive. 20 seconds left. It's kind of a pipe dream at this point for Georgia in the regulation. They got to get it going. 17 seconds left. Ryan McBride over the middle again. Brett Davis keeps catching them. They're in yam range here. Never want to be in yam range if you're on defense. 13 seconds left. Can Alabama hold on? They've been down all game long. Can they somehow win the division here today? Dumps that off again. He has some room. Cody Williams. All of a sudden, 8 seconds left. Georgia making a play. They're one play away from potentially kicking a field goal. Ryan McBride, all the time in the world. This might be the last play of the game. He steps up. It is. He yams it deep. It's caught. Short of the game. We're going to overtime. Ryan McBride's clock awareness was nowhere to be found. Here we go. We got more free football, baby. We're pushing 2 hours for the BearCave stream. Alabama is attempting to win the division against the most talented team in the nation. Alabama will have the rock first. And you got to think, Georgia is so experienced in these overtime games. Can they do it again? Hand off up the gut to Tyrone Cox. Except how do you bet against E.J. Irons and Tyrone Cox? That duo is insane. Two incredible teams going at it here. 2nd and 4. This has been a BearCave for the ages. Handoff, Tyrone Cox up the middle. Third and 1 here for Alabama to keep the drive alive. They've yet to get a first down today. Watch Anthony Sharp, bottom of your screen, one of the best receivers in the country. EJ, he's going to hand it off. No, he's going to throw it. Floats that out wide. It's going to be a first down. First down for the Crimson Tide. E.J. Irons now flipping the play. Sharp in motion. He's coming into the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him. Sharp to the outside. And Jaboris Jackson gets there. Some people were questioning whether Jaboris Jackson could fill the massive shoes that Taylor Sockrider left. I think he's answering that question today as it's 2nd and 9 now inside the 15. E.J. Iron in shotgun. Tyrone Cox. Gonna hand off to Cox up the middle. He stiffies one, and he's brought down from behind. Georgia containing Cox. 3rd and 9 now. Can Georgia get a stop? EJ. And he's sacked! Down he goes. Khalil Reeves, the SFA player in true freshman, makes a massive play here in overtime as they're going to kick the field goal now. We got another flag.
False start, offense. Still 4th down.
So the field goal now gets a little bit tougher. 41 yards up the middle. And it's good. Alabama takes the lead here in the first overtime frame. All right, Ryan McBride now to win the game. A touchdown does it. Field goal sends us to a 2nd frame. And anything else, Alabama wins the division. Remember, folks, we still got a full game day after this. Oh, baby. High formation now for Georgia. Can they get the upset? Hand off to the outside. He has some room. Down the sideline. Inside the 5. A touchdown wins the game. Ryan McBride. Here we go. Goal line formation. 2 fullbacks on the field. They're going to throw it. And he dumps that off, and it's going to be short. Not quite sure what that play call was from Georgia. This is going to be second and goal. Alabama desperately needs a goal line stand here. I formation, one tight end. That's Caleb Broussard. They're going to flip the play. They're going to throw it again. A short throw. And is he in? Yes, they call him in! Georgia walks it off! Ryan McBride to Caleb Broussard as he breaks the school record. Or are they going to review it? No, they aren't. It's final here in Athens. Georgia upsets Alabama. Unbelievable, and now the crazy scenarios are starting to unfold. Alabama's game against Oklahoma will matter next week. Another massive upset. And the committee is going to be absolutely in shambles here tonight. Yeah, we're going to go into replay on that. Georgia walks it off. Now, all of a sudden, man, Georgia, Florida is out of this divisional race now, Rick, because they lost, right? Or it doesn't matter because they lost to UCF. But I believe it comes down to Alabama and Tennessee. So now, if Oklahoma beats Alabama, it's going to be Tennessee. And then if Oklahoma loses to Alabama, then it's going to be Alabama again. So next week for Oklahoma is going to be a rough one. Do you try and then you have to face Tennessee, or are you going to lose and then have to face Alabama again? Oh, Jay Jetta's in for a rough week next week. All right, before we look at the replay, let's look at the stats here. Mississippi Scruggs got himself a kickoff return for Alabama. And they somehow brought it back with Callahan. And no, that was Lorenzo Pines getting it. So another overtime win. Last time Georgia lost to Clemson in that crazy 4 overtime game. EJ Irons, Tyrone Cox just didn't have it there late in the game. That's really why they lost. Alabama scored in a hurry, got themselves back into the game, but at some point, man, you gotta win those games. Alabama's been winning them all year long in these close situations, but not today. Mississippi Scruggs, the SFA player. How about Ryan McBride, the redshirt senior, man? Maybe his last stream performance. A critical win. Everybody kind of wrote this Georgia team off. Remember, this is a Georgia team that won the SEC last year. They lost to ECU in the playoff. Burt Osborne, the SFA player, got a sack. Boris Jenkins, some fantastic plays there. Unbelievable. All right, was he short is the question. Was he short? So this is Lorenzo Pines, not Caleb Broussard. I was wrong in the call. So does he break the plane? Ooh, man. I think he does. I don't know. So that foot is right on the line. So where's the ball? Dude, no, he's short. I mean, maybe barely right there. Hold on. Okay, so I'm watching the foot for reference because we're not going to get a clear shot down the line. That's just not going to happen in this game. So you look at the foot, right? Straight up and down. Look at the relation. To the foot. I guess barely he got it in. Yeah. Tough scenes. Barely got it. That could be the difference between Alabama getting a playoff spot or not. All right. So, without further ado, man, finally, this crazy BearCave is going to come to an end. As it seems like any time I try to get a early game day going where I have some time at the end. And we have a massive game day, or a massive BearCave stream that just goes forever. And I don't hate it. It was great games. So as always, before we head out on the BearCave stream, we are going to make sure all the games are sent. Obviously, this is game day coming up shortly. But some massive losses this week. Now, all of a sudden, week 14, we have some games that are going to mean a heck of a lot more. This game's going to mean a ton for, I believe this is going to be the Sun Belt Championship, but Southern Miss has a chance to make 2 statements in a row, get to 11-2. Arizona State's season pretty much over. Toledo, I mean, chance to knock off their old rival. Chance at bowl eligibility for Kansas. Brother versus brother. This is going to be the big game. Alabama versus Oklahoma. Alabama is going to face Oklahoma twice if they win, or it's going to be Tennessee if they lose. Louisiana versus Louisiana Tech. Another 2 teams quietly in the race for the G5. The teams I'm currently using is the difference in the yellow. So those are teams I'm currently controlling. Because you can only control so much, so I have to switch off from a lot of teams when you guys ask for changes. Georgia, LSU, Fresno State, Stanford, big game for Fresno. And how about Central Michigan just completely falling off, losing 3 of their last 4. This is going to be the game decides who faces TCU in the Big 12 championship. Ohio State, Texas A&M, and we're going to see if this is going to be a big game or not for Texas A&M. We'll have to see. Oklahoma has to beat Baylor for bowl eligibility. That is so tough. Wisconsin needs to beat Penn State for bowl eligibility. This is going to be a massive game for the American and potentially a G5 race. Oregon needs a win here. Lots of bowl eligibility on the line. And Illinois, man, don't rule out Coach Flame. He could get a marquee win over Michigan this week. Oh, poor Texas, man. Season likely over in terms of a playoff chance. I mean, watch out for North Carolina, man. They're looking good too. A lot of teams with a chance at bowl eligibility. UCF, great win this week. Texas State needs a win here in the I-35 showdown. Memphis needs a win. Maryland desperately needs a win over Purdue. That's Coach Papa Smoke. Kentucky needs one. The Army-Navy game, week 14. Florida State needs a win over FIU, so they should be okay after today's ridiculousness. And that is going to do it. All right, folks, thank you guys so much for watching another BearCave stream. I'm going to take about a 5-10 minute break to get everything set up for a game day. We'll be back for Texas A&M against Arizona. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, using the bits, using your Twitch Primes and and just talking in the chat. It's all greatly appreciated. Really helps the channel and helps you guys get national championship stuff. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Peace.